There are moments in life when we feel a quiet shift, almost imperceptible, like the sun slipping behind the clouds, leaving us in a soft, muted light. You may notice it in your relationships, in the spaces you thought were full, now feeling just a little emptier. You may wonder if you are losing people, if the warmth you once felt has gone cold. I want you to pause here with me, breathe, and consider this. Maybe what you are experiencing is not loss at all. Sometimes, the world asks us to cling, to hold tightly to every presence around us, as though leaving one behind would diminish our worth. But there is a quiet, sacred wisdom in the pause, in noticing that not every voice belongs in our inner circle. There is a refining that happens when we start to see clearly who lifts us and who drains us, who walks beside us in faith and who only shadows our journey. It is written that God gives wisdom to the discerning, and discernment is not born from fear or isolation. It is born from patience, observation, and trust in His timing. Think about your own heart for a moment. How many times have you stretched yourself thin to keep connections that were never truly nourishing? How often have you compromised your peace to maintain the appearance of togetherness? I know you know what I am speaking of. And I also know that each time you step back, each time you choose quiet over noise, you are not abandoning anyone. You are honoring the sacredness of your own life and the life God has called you to walk. There is a story in Scripture that gently reminds us of this. In the days when the children of Israel were journeying through the wilderness, God did not ask them to keep every wandering soul close. He led them patiently, teaching them to trust the path and to recognize the voices that spoke truth versus the ones that led to harm. We too are on a wilderness journey in life. Our hearts are landscapes, and not every traveler is meant to settle there. Learning to distinguish who to walk with is not cruelty, it is wisdom. Sometimes, this discernment shows up in ways that feel uncomfortable. A friend may drift away quietly. A family member may seem distant. A colleague may grow cold. And the natural response is to feel a kind of panic, as though being left behind diminishes your value. But consider this. Maybe their distance is not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of where you are being called to grow. Sometimes, God prunes the branches not to harm, but to make room for new life to flourish. When I speak of pruning, I am not talking about loss in a sorrowful sense. I am talking about clarity. I am talking about seeing the sacred pattern of your life and recognizing what aligns with God's design and what does not. There is freedom in this discernment, freedom to be fully yourself without explanation, without apology, without the constant energy of proving that you belong. In those quiet spaces, your soul begins to breathe again. And oh, how powerful that breathing is. The moments of stillness are where prayer feels closest. They are where the whispers of God's love can be heard without distraction. Even in the silence, He is present, reminding you that your value is never determined by human approval. You are not measured by the number of hands that reach for you, but by the depth of your heart, the courage of your spirit, and the faith that you carry forward. It is natural to fear that by stepping back, we will be forgotten. But the truth is, we are never forgotten by the one who made us. Psalm 139 tells us that God knows us intimately, even more than we know ourselves. Every choice we make in love, every act of grace, every silent endurance, He sees. He is refining us, teaching us to recognize the difference between those who lift and those who diminish. Discernment is not a gift that comes instantly. It grows slowly, like the root of a tree stretching beneath the soil, unseen but steadfast. You may feel lonely in the early stages, as if the world is shrinking around you. And yet, that is precisely when your spirit is learning to hold on to God rather than on to people. It is when you begin to understand that your peace is not negotiable. You are allowed to say no without guilt, to release without bitterness, and to move forward without carrying resentment. Sometimes, the most faithful thing you can do is to protect your heart. It is not selfish to choose peace. It is not selfish to remove yourself from situations that cloud your clarity. Even Jesus spent time in solitude, away from the crowds, away from the ones who demanded too much, away from the voices that could not understand his mission. He rested. He prayed. He observed. And in that stillness, his purpose was renewed. I want to encourage you, friend, to see your current season as a time of quiet refining. The relationships that remain are those that are meant to journey with you, not because they are convenient, but because they are aligned with God's truth. Those who leave are not rejections, they are redirections. Every parting, every gentle withdrawal, is a divine invitation to trust in the greater plan, not for anyone else, but for you. There is a kind of peace that comes from realizing that you do not have to fight for every connection. You do not have to explain yourself. You do not have to shrink or dim your light to accommodate the discomfort of others. Your faith allows you to move gently through life, with patience, with clarity, and with hope. I know it can feel isolating at first. When people begin to fade from your life, it can feel like a kind of emptiness you have not experienced before. But that emptiness is sacred space. It is a place where God can fill you, not with noise or obligation, but with understanding and renewal. It is in this space that your heart learns to distinguish between presence that nourishes and presence that drains. I want to remind you that discernment does not make you proud or unkind. It makes you human and wise. It teaches you patience. It teaches you humility. It teaches you that walking away sometimes honors God's will more than clinging ever could. And there is beauty in that. Even if it is quiet, there is beauty in releasing what no longer serves your soul. There is beauty in allowing relationships to change without judgment. There is beauty in knowing that your life is a sacred path, and every step is meant to lead you closer to peace, closer to God, closer to understanding the heart He has given you. I want you to consider this today. When someone drifts away, do not immediately see it as abandonment. See it as a message from God, a reminder to honor the rhythm of your own life. See it as a chance to rest, to breathe, and to invite Him deeper into your heart. See it as a moment to practice faith in the quiet, when nothing seems certain except His presence. Even as we grow in discernment, it is important to remember the call to love. Discernment is not a call to isolation. It is a call to conscious love. It is a call to choose relationships that reflect grace, patience, and mutual respect. It is a call to invest deeply in the people and the communities that enrich your spirit. And it is a call to walk away from what diminishes your light without shame, guilt, or fear. We are reminded in Scripture that God's ways are higher than ours. And sometimes, the ways He leads us are unseen. We may not understand why certain people drift away, why certain seasons change, why certain doors close. But we are invited to trust the wisdom behind it, to see that each shift is for our growth, our peace, and our alignment with His divine purpose. It is natural to grieve what we lose. Grief is not a sign of weakness. It is a reflection of love, of attachment, of the value we place on human connection. And yet, even in grief, we are called to discern, to ask ourselves, is this relationship nourishing my spirit? Or is it a weight I am no longer meant to carry? Bree, is it an echo of the past or a voice aligned with God's plan for today? You may notice that as you grow in discernment, your energy changes. You feel lighter, not because you have less love, but because you are investing it more wisely. Your prayers become quieter, more intentional. Your patience deepens, because you are learning that not everyone is ready for the truth you carry in your heart. You begin to see that God's timing is perfect, even when people leave before we expect them to. And in that, there is deep encouragement. You are not losing people. You are learning to honor yourself. You are learning to honor your path. You are learning to see people clearly and love them without attachment to outcome. There is a scripture that often whispers in my heart during these times. It reminds me that the Lord watches over His children, that He tends to our souls like a shepherd tends to the flock, guiding us away from harm and toward life. We are never truly alone. Even when our circles shrink, even when our voices are unheard, even when our hearts ache, He is with us. He is teaching us discernment. He is teaching us patience. He is teaching us faith. Take a moment now to consider your own life. Think of the relationships that have shifted. Think of the spaces that feel quieter. Instead of filling them with fear or regret, fill them with gratitude. Thank God for the lessons learned, for the clarity received, and for the opportunity to walk forward with intention. Even when people leave, we are invited to bless them, to release them without anger, and to trust that God holds all things in His hands. And in doing so, we are free. Free to grow, free to love more deeply, free to serve more fully, and free to be the person God created us to be. And so, I encourage you today, walk gently with discernment. Trust the quiet nudges of your spirit. Observe without judgment. Love without attachment. And above all, hold fast to the presence of God in your life, who never abandons you, who sees your heart, and who guides your steps with infinite wisdom. Let this season be a time of renewal, a time of clarity, a time of sacred understanding. Let your heart rest in the knowledge that you are not losing people. You are simply becoming more discerning. And that discernment, though quiet and sometimes lonely, is a gift. A gift that allows you to walk forward with integrity, with peace, and with the gentle courage that faith provides. I invite you, if you feel moved, to share your own reflections in the comments. Speak words of encouragement to someone else who may be navigating this same path. If this message has lifted your spirit, consider liking the video or sharing it with someone in your circle who needs to hear it. And for those seeking gentle guidance regularly, you are welcome to subscribe to the Dear Woman of Faith channel, where we reflect on God's presence in everyday life and walk together in faith. Take one last deep breath. Feel the quiet in your soul. Feel the love that surrounds you, unseen but steadfast. And remember, each step you take in discernment is a step into peace. Each choice to honor your heart is a choice to honor God. Each moment of patience is a moment of trust in His timing. Pause. Walk gently. Love deeply. Trust fully. You are becoming more discerning, and that is a sacred, beautiful journey.